This is 222.
As the crow flies.
That's another one I've been using.
As the crow flies?
Yeah, it annoys best because I don't use it correctly. So say, how long should this be in the microwave? 3 minutes as the crow flies. That's not what that means.
Nurses and janitors are totally interchangeable.
Except no one dresses up like a janitor when they want to be slutty.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. Don't hate me, I'm still wearing white after Labor Day. Here are your hosts, Mike and Darin.
Hey, I'm Darin.
I'm Mike.
Welcome to Irritable Dad Syndrome. We're glad that you are here.
We are.
Listening to our auditory program and or visual if you are watching. We are coming to you live from the basement of one of our co-hosts.
Yes.
And the other co-host is invited over for the recording.
Why are you talking like a robot?
My body temperature is 95. If you wish to be warm, Dr. Smith, come into my arms.
Well, now that you've called it out, I feel stupid. How you doing?
I'm good.
You good?
I am good.
Did you hear that last episode with the Southern Culture people?
Yeah.
Guy?
Yeah.
Rick
Miller. Yeah.
Of Southern Culture on the Skids?
Yeah, we record this podcast in advance. By the time all y'all hear this, it'll be 2 weeks after the episode dropped the head Rick Miller from Southern Culture on the Skids. But I posted this episode on the page on Southern Culture on the Skids Facebook page and got a lot of favorable remarks on it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good.
David Parrish said that he was, by the way, he looked us up and we are first in the search bar when I typed irritable. That's
okay.
nice to know.
That's good.
Nice to know.
That's good.
But he enjoyed that, and then David Parrish was talking a lot about Santo. That we got into a big. He used to be Santo, and I've been Santo. So
Okay.
David Parrish and I have something in common.
Yeah.
Holly Ellis said, "Okay, was that episode really brought to us by Lance Crackers, or was that a inside Captain Wafer's reference for us fans?" That was a joke for the fans of the thing. Yeah, that was a terrific interview! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Said Scott Holland.
Yeah.
And they were very happy and they listened to it.
Yeah.
And it's gotten really good reviews. And thanks again to Rick Miller for letting us use
We've got some
tunes.
personal messages.
Yeah,
I got a direct message from Fred Hernandez.
Okay. How is Fred?
He says, where's the rest of the episode?
He didn't say that.
We do record in advance.
We do.
And this is a weird week in that we both... Did you have yesterday off, Labor Day?
I
You
did.
celebrate Labor Day?
I did.
How did you celebrate Labor Day? Did you labor or did you not labor?
Don't remember what we did. Sunday we went to the water park, and on Monday we had...
The beach or the other
No,
one?
the Kings Island water park.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then on Monday we had my mom come over and I grilled burgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
good.
that's what we did on Monday. I make a mean burger. If I can brag about anything, I do make a mean hamburger.
Do you knock that burger out?
I did. I knocked it out of the park.
I was at the Kroger this weekend.
Yeah.
And I lollygagged by the grilling section. So you know they got the meat over there?
Yeah.
Where you get meat?
Yeah.
Do you want to grill and
Yeah.
stuff? Like meat?
Meat.
Well, there's little meat islands. There's a meat island there that has pre-seasoned meats.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
You know, I was in a band called Meat Islands.
Yeah. I always just walk past that because I think I can season my own meat.
I can season my own meat too. I don't trust.
I'm an adult.
Yeah, I'm not going to let somebody season my meat.
Yeah, and it's, they're probably going off of like a YouTube video or something there in the back of the K. Rogers.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
But I can season my own meat. But I walked by and one of the things was pork. Mm-hmm. It did not look like pork.
Right.
It looked like steaks.
Okay.
I thought, well, that's interesting. And every time I make, it was a tenderloin.
Okay.
Right?
Hello.
The tenderloin of
the tender loin.
The tenderloin of the pork.
You're saying that the loin was tender.
It was tender. Every time I've made that in the past, it has been less than good. It's been okay. It's been one of those meals that we eat and it keeps us living.
Yeah.
But no one really enjoys it at all.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm going to try a pre-seasoned tenderloin pack.
How was it?
It was pretty good.
Okay.
Like when you go into a restaurant or a nice restaurant, a place where they know how to cook food, and you order a pork chop,
Yeah.
and how it tastes almost steakish. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's not. Pork, I don't know if you've known this, but pork is the other white meat.
It is.
It's relatively healthy for you. As long as you heat it enough to kill off all the dune worms in there.
Yeah. Pork is not steak.
It's
also.
not.
No.
It's not steak.
Right.
Steak comes from cows and bulls. Well, is it bulls or cows?
Yeah, they're in the same family.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same family. One has horns and the other's
That's true.
has an udder.
That's right.
Pigs.
And one you
pigs.
don't milk.
One, it's okay to milk. The other one, it's highly, highly, highly discouraged to attempt milking. We're in the 2020s now. I mean, people do whatever they want to do.
Do you remember that episode of The Simpsons where Lisa was going to be a vegetarian, and Homer's like, "What about ham? No, Dad. What about bacon? No, Dad. What about pork chops? Dad, those all come from the same animal. Sure, Lisa, they come from a mystery animal."
Okay. My point is, they can season a mean pork chop. I cooked that thing up, and it was well received.
Okay.
I will say that Charlie enjoyed it.
Oh, good.
Charlie is a food critic, is the food critic in this house. So when I make something that he enjoys, I've done a tasty thing.
Yeah.
We did that.
The chicken that you were eating when I got here looked like it was seasoned pretty well too.
That's I'll show you the seasoning that I've got. I've perfected chicken. Usually when you see me eating chicken, it's because I've ran out of ideas. I keep a stash of chicken at all times.
Right.
That meal got rid of our stash. So tomorrow on the way home from work, I'm going to buy 6 chicken breasts.
Okay.
It's like I load up the fridge and there they are. 3 for a stir fry, 3 for a jambalaya, or 3 each.
Shut up. You make jambalaya?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And you've never invited me over for, you know how much I love jambalaya.
I don't care how much you love jambalaya. Well, it's one of those, it's the Zatarain, pack.
Oh,
thing. It's
okay.
kind of like Hamburger Helper with chicken.
Okay, gotcha. Discount jambalaya.
Yeah. But my stir fry is magnifique.
This is Cincinnati's comedy podcast,
by the way.
Not Cincinnati's culinary podcast.
You are here to laugh.
Oh, we are on a hilarious...
You're supposed to be. If you're not laughing yet...
These people at home are like, he's talking about chicken.
Yeah, John. I don't know if we talked about this last time. We, as a family, went to the Kings Island.
Right.
And Charlie really, 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 I don't know if I've told you this, he's become a daredevil.
Okay.
Since we went to Busch Gardens and he rode every coaster, he wants to ride every roller coaster on the planet.
Okay.
And he's been wanting to ride the Beast with Dad and Mom and Andrew. So we all agreed. Bess did some Beast research.
Okay.
And I'm very proud of her because she found on some group somewhere on the dark web of the internet
where to sit. Like you sit over the wheels.
You don't sit over the wheels.
You don't sit over the wheels.
Not over the wheels.
Right.
And that was like sitting on a magic carpet. And the best part of it, the best part of that trip was as we were walking to the Beast, Andrew was complaining. I can't remember if he was or wasn't, but for the purposes of the story, I'm going to say he was.
Because he does that all the time.
Yeah. About
Sorry, Andrew.
mine and Bess's inability to handle the Beast. That it's not that rough. You guys are just old. By the way, he said none of this stuff, but it makes the story better. Anyway, during the ride, him and Charlie were behind us over the wheel. And I heard squeals of pain and, oh my God, this is horrible back there. Whilst me and Bess, mere 1.5 feet, 2 feet in front of them.
Yeah.
It's like we're riding on a Rolls Royce with Peeps for tires. It was a beautiful experience.
Okay.
Peeps.
Yeah, I know what Peeps are.
You know what Peeps are.
I do know. I've heard about them.
Got a whole gaggle of them up there.
Still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right after I bought that Doomer Prepper stash, I got over my Peep addiction.
Okay.
So
anybody's
looking for Peeps.
Maybe you'll eat them next Easter.
I'll pass them out for Halloween.
You're listening to Irritable Dad Syndrome, Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
I wanted to mention, we said earlier that we record this show a week in advance, but tonight, on the night that we are recording this, it's Ed Jones' birthday.
Happy birthday, Ed Jones.
Ed Jones has been with this podcast since day one.
Yeah.
He listened to the first episode, commented on our Facebook page about it, and he has stayed with us this whole time. He is a patron of our show. He contributes financially to the success of it. And Ed, we wish you the happiest of birthdays. Thank you for being with us here on Irritable Dad Syndrome. We sincerely appreciate it. Poor Tom Selleck, by the way.
What happened to Tom Selleck?
Tom Selleck, they're going to cancel Blue Bloods.
I didn't even know he was on
and
TV.
Blue Bloods has been on, I think, 14 years. They're canceling Blue Bloods, and he is concerned that he's going to be in the poorhouse.
What?
He said he's made $200,000 an episode for 14 years. The man has made $56 million, and he doesn't want them to cancel that show because he's going to be in the poorhouse. So what you and I are going to have to do is make a GoFundMe page for Tom Selleck, or, I mean, I guess he's going to have to sell his mustache.
I'll buy that for $1.
Mustache rides.
Oh,
nope,
boy.
can't do that.
Nope.
No, that would be deemed inappropriate. You know me. You've known me for a long time. You've known me for years.
Yes, at this point, yes.
I don't judge people.
Mm.
I'm one of those guys that says, you do you. But
I sense judgment coming.
I feel that, and you can send me hate mail, but this is coming from my heart. I think people who own 2 refrigerators are better than people who own just 1 refrigerator.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
And I feel that way because my friend gave us his old refrigerator that he had in his garage.
Yeah.
And when they moved to a smaller place, they didn't have room for theirs. And so they asked if I wanted it. And I said, yeah. And Mike actually came and helped me get it.
Yeah.
And now that I have that,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a king.
Okay.
Honest to God, my refrigerator in the garage is full of sodas, which I'll talk more about sodas later. Do you call it soda or pop?
I go back and forth.
Okay.
Recently, in the past few years, it's almost all soda.
Okay, yeah.
Pop just sounds
I know. I
weird.
used to call it pop growing up in Virginia.
Yeah.
So, I've got this refrigerator, and I've got it loaded up with sodas, and then there's ice drinks. The brand's called Ice, black raspberry ice. Okay, there's some beer. And then when I can't keep milk in the house. The boys drink milk like it's going out of style. And so I always have a couple of gallons of milk, and I got some beer out there. And in the freezer, I've got some ice cream and some other things. And I look down on people who only own 1 refrigerator. How many refrigerators do you have?
1. And I was going to say, if there's one thing I think you need, it's double refrigeration. Talking to you and looking at you, it's like, Darin, that man needs,
he needs
more than 1 refrigerator.
I do.
We used to have
changed our lives, Mike.
Yeah, because you put all the...
When Jacob had his birthday party, and our neighbor Chris Michael went and got the birthday cake at Costco illegally, because you can't get a birthday cake for someone who's not a Costco member, but he did it. He broke the law. And he did that because he's my neighbor and he likes me. So he got us an illegal Costco birthday cake. And usually we don't have room for it. And so we're like, there have been times where I had to put it in Chris Michael's refrigerator next door. He has 2 refrigerators. So Chris Michael and I are equals. So we got the illegal birthday cake and I put it in our garage in the refrigerator. Okay. Yeah.
When you went to Costco illegally, did you walk through Costco?
I didn't go through. Chris went.
I thought you had to. You were walking with your friend, and he was calling you Chris Michael.
Oh, that was when my brother-in-law Eddie and I went there and one time. But they're cracking down on that. Okay, they will throw your ass in prison if you go in there with someone else's ID. Kind of like going into North Korea.
So I've gone back and forth on Costco.
Okay,
I enjoy Costco. We're using paper towels, trash bags, and toilet paper now that I bought there, I think about 15 years ago in our garage.
Yeah.
So that's great. Their steaks are amazing. They're like half the cow, one steak. It's massive.
Yeah.
But the people, oh my Lord. And I realize that I'm a Costco member, so I'm one of those people. But no self-awareness. No, just will stop, dead stop in the middle of an aisle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, let me taste that bacon-wrapped battery, and just chew it.
You're talking about the other shoppers.
Other shoppers.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
If you are at Costco, because some people listen to podcasts while they're walking through Costco.
That's true.
If you're walking through Costco right now and you're not me, you're annoying as hell. And if you see me there, you need to get out of my way.
Mike, you're annoying as hell.
See, you're not at Costco to meander around and shop. That's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
When you go in there, you are making a commitment to whatever it is you're buying. You're not just buying some frosted mini wheats. You're buying a month's supply.
A month or at least 6 weeks of,
These are, nothing in there is an impulse buy with the exception of the birthday cakes. But I go there specifically for those, so I take those off the list.
You have to order those in advance, so you can't impulsively order.
Yeah, you can. I buy birthday cakes there all the time. I bought one for Antonio Banderas just a few weeks ago. I hope he enjoyed it.
Happy birthday, Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand people that are lollygagging around looking at stuff.
Yeah.
My question is, what the hell?
That's what Kroger, Target, Walmart, Trader's World, that's what those places are for, walking around and lollygagging.
Dilly-dallying.
Dilly-dallying.
Yeah.
Costco, get that out of my way, man. I got to get that tub of barbecue sauce, and you're in my way. Standing there eating a dog-wrapped pickle or whatever the hell. They're always selling. They're always giving away.
Dog-wrapped pickles.
Results may vary depending on which Costco you go to. different areas or different things.
Okay, so you're
easy. But I'll see people walking.
Not gonna do it.
I'll see people walking with like 3 or 4 little bags of sample stuff. Like, oh, have you tried the herring flavored pickles? And this disgusting woman is shoving this disgusting pickle in her disgusting husband's disgusting mouth, and he's chewing it in his freaking teeth and spurting out. And I just want to get past him to get my freaking Tide Pods. Don't sell bacon wrap in front of my Tide Pods.
It kills me because a line will form.
Yeah.
Okay, there'll be a lady, and she's usually between 85 and 95 years old. Would you like a cracker? And she's a cracker with squeezed cheese. Yeah. And the line is out the door for a cracker with squeezed cheese on it.
Yeah, just
and she says,
stupid.
It's made fresh last week. No, it's not. It's in a can.
Would you some pomegranate flavored frog testicles here? There's some standing there because they're handing out in those little cups that they gave that fluoride to you back in the day, back when the state forced us to drink fluoride. Yeah. And he'd get those to you and you pop them.
I thought I was the only one who was forced fluoride. When we grew up,
You know, that pink.
And every kid in school, their mouth would look like they'd just eaten somebody else.
Yeah.
Look like they're on The Walking Dead.
Glowed in the dark for a few days. And then everybody acted like it was no big deal.
You know what else kills me about those people that give the samples?
What?
It's like they're giving you the sample and they're like, yeah, these are the chicken nuggets. They're on sale this week. And then you take a bite. That's pretty good. Then they look at you like, huh? Yeah. And then, oh my God, if you don't buy it, the look. I get the look like, I just gave you a chicken nugget and you're not going to, really?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, what? Really?
Yeah. Since I've been going to Costco, I've developed the ability to say with my eyes without directly
I'm talking
saying
about the
it.
lady who said it to me because I didn't buy anything.
Yeah. They get mad. They get angry. Just like, come on.
Hello.
Well, you have to walk past all the electronics.
You like a pretzel?
You have to walk past this like 90-inch Samsung Galaxy TV. That has like Ultron staring at you.
$85.
And there's a dude, there's a little like AT&T and a little other thing. And there's some guy going, hey, how's your cable acting these days?
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not talking to you. I want my Tide Pods. I don't want you.
Yeah, I don't like that because there are people who try to
finagle you.
Yeah. I was going to say sway you into dump the satellite dish.
Or if you're on the satellite dish, or if you're not on the satellite dish, we'd like you to get the satellite dish.
Satellite dish.
Yeah.
Again, I'm here for the Tide Pods.
Yeah. They're delicious.
You're not supposed to eat them, Mike.
They're
Did you not pay any attention 4 years ago?
They're great on the birthday cake. Oh. Perfect little garnish. By the way, and our lawyers have told us we have to say, don't eat Tide Pods.
Do not eat Tide Pods.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Diff Liquid Concentrated Wallpaper Stripper. With its unique enzyme action, Diff dissolves old paste and cuts wallpaper removal time in half. Hi, I'm Dave Lay, and I'm a happily married man. One thing the little wife and I like to do is strip wallpaper. It really helps us keep the spark alive. And it can work for you too. Put on some Berry White, pour a couple of glasses of wine, and break out the diff. Things will get steamy real quick, even though no steamer is needed when using diff. So run out to your corner hardware store and grab a bottle of diff. Your marriage will last forever and ever. Now, back to you guys in the studio. It's time now for the Kroger Story of the Week.
I was talking about soda or pop
Yeah.
earlier. I was at the Kroger.
Yeah.
They had the cans, a 12-pack, and you can mix and match.
Oh.
Buy 2, get 3 free. Okay, you buy 2 12-packs, and I just wanted...
They're using the Common Core math now.
Yeah.
Aren't they? It's like improper fractions. And
I'm like carrying the one and
with your slide rule.
the decimal. You got my abacus. Yeah.
I don't know if we can afford the Mountain Dew. I'm going to need to call my accountant.
Well, before I had my refrigerator in the garage, I didn't have room for 5 flipping cases of soda pop.
Yeah.
So there was one week where I just bought one thing of root beer. The kids were having some friends come over.
By thing, do you mean a 12?
A 12-pack of cans of A&W root beer.
Yeah.
And nobody says W, by the way. A&W.
A&W.
W.
Yeah.
D-U-B-Y-A. And George W. Bush root beer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not a fan of Barks?
I do like Barks. I like Barks.
Ever since I started
Barks
drinking,
bites.
Yeah, it's got bite. I don't know. Ever since I got on the A&W,
my favorite is IBC root beer, though. It's in the glass bottle.
Yeah, I've never tried that. Barks is a little too intense for me.
It bites a little too hard.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Anyway, I was going to buy 1 12-pack of cans of A&W root beer.
Yeah.
And the woman looked at me like, "What are you doing?" And she says, "You need to buy 2." I'm like, "No,
okay.
I don't." She goes, "If you buy 2, you get 3 free." And she looked at me like, have you never been here before?" and then she kind of forced me.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You buy 2, you get 3 free." Like, do you want to walk out here without 5 boxes of soda? And I'm thinking, I did. But what did I do? Okay. So she rings me up for 2, and then I went back, and I got some root beer and some orange. God, I love orange soda.
Yeah.
I love orange
That's
soda.
how they sell that.
I mean, like, are they just sitting on cans and cans and cans of it? They can't get rid of it?
Yeah.
They give away more than they're selling?
That's why they do it. They have the stuff they know they're going to sell, the A&W, the Coke, and those things. And then they got the loofah sponge flavored that nobody wants.
Yeah.
But if it's
pomegranate,
it's 3 free.
The pomegranate 7-Up.
You're not going to get the same thing that you got of the 2 because your wife or your husband or your brother or your sister is there going like, geez, how much of that do you need?
Right.
Get something for the kids. Okay, I'll get a Mountain Dew.
Right.
For the kids. And then, well, what about the dog? And that's then you get into the sparkling because the dogs like that sparkling soda.
Yeah, they do.
Makes them fart.
But so my refrigerator in the garage,
packed to the hilt,
packed top to bottom, with soda because they gave away more than I bought.
Yeah.
And why am I complaining?
I don't know.
I'm so old now. I complain about getting free soda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This has been the Kroger Story of the Week.
Our garage sucks. We can't put a fridge in there. We did have a fridge in there for a bit, but it runs like, the insulation in there sucks. Mm-hmm. So it's like hot in the summer and cold in the winter.
Right.
And it's all the time. The energy bill goes. Speaking of energy bills.
For you people who are just listening, you should have seen the look on Mike's face.
Guess what someone did in this house today?
Oh boy, what?
Turned on the stove.
Okay.
And left it on all day.
Who did that?
I don't know.
Was it you, Mike?
I don't think it was me. I haven't used the stove since last night.
Okay.
The point is, it's like nothing burned down.
That's
Everyone's still alive.
That is good.
But I'm like,
oh God, Libby can't hear this.
I'm thinking
Libby cannot hear this because she likes to check the stove all the time.
Well, I'm thinking we need to move because we're not going to be able to afford the gas bill. We can't afford, because I just looked at it and I'm like,
yeah,
that's on. Did you just turn the stove on? And Bess is like, I did this morning.
Right.
Did you turn it off? And then it was, well, maybe I bumped it. But when you got to turn those all the way over to the, It's a gas thing. And then come back over.
Right.
So you can't just bump it. If you just bumped it, I said, then you would have come home and the dogs would have been dead and the house would have been about to explode.
Yeah.
You ever seen 24? I mean, that happened like every other season.
Every other season, yeah. Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah. Cincinnati's Comedy Podcast, everybody.
It's time now for the Irritable Dad Syndrome's top 10 list of most popular characters on this show. Take it away, fellas.
Number 10.
It ain't got no gas in it.
Number 9.
You two are just dumber than a bag of hammers.
Number 8.
That is without question the funniest story I've ever heard.
Number 7.
I said, I ain't giving you no tree fitty, you damn Loch Ness monster. Get your own damn money.
Number 6.
Ah, waka waka waka.
Number 5. Number 4.
What?
Number 3.
Yes, science.
Number 2.
That's what she said.
Number 1.
Hey, what happened?
Hey.
I went to a Lakota West football game. Libby and I...
Did you?
Yeah. So Cameron's not in band anymore.
Okay.
We still have friends who their kids are in band. Like Dan and Laura. They're Miles's mom and dad.
Yeah.
They asked if we wanted to go to a game with them. We
Yeah.
said, sure, that sounds like fun. And we wanted to see what the marching band was up to, even though Cameron is no longer in the marching band. So we go to this game, and we're walking in, and I'm making a case as to why I like cargo shorts.
Okay.
I don't care what people say about cargo shorts. People joke about dads wearing cargo shorts, and they're so out of style and papaw.
Who gives a
I don't care, because we go in. So I walk in, and I've got my cargo shorts on. I have my wallet, I have my keys, and then I have my cell phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Libby demanded, go get me some nachos and peanut M&Ms.
Okay.
And she told me that I have to get my own peanut M&Ms because she's not going to share her M&Ms.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's reasonable.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And I sneaked in a drink.
Okay.
Okay. So in my pockets, I have a wallet, keys, my phone, and her shorts that she was wearing. She didn't have a pocket, so I'm holding her phone.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got wallet, keys,
Yes.
phone, her phone, and a drink that I sneaked in.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I buy 2 boxes of peanut M&Ms that went in my pockets, and then I'm holding a box of nachos. I did not put the nachos in my pockets, but I put a big old stack of napkins in my pockets.
Yeah.
And I walked around. I was as comfortable as could possibly be.
Yeah.
I still had 2 other pockets, back pockets that I could have put stuff in.
Yeah. Everybody.
I love cargo shorts.
Anybody against cargo shorts can right off,
Yeah,
and I'll tell you why.
You can go straight to Hades.
You
Go to HE double hockle stick.
go to a concert.
Hockle stick.
So they don't put pockets in women's pants. They just don't even.
It's to torture men.
They don't even think about it.
Right.
So if me and Bess go to a concert, I'm carrying her phone,
Her
and
lipstick.
her ID, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm already carrying my phone, and then I always buy T-shirts at this show,
Right.
and then so does Bess. So when we went to go see Hootie
and the Blowfish.
and the Collective Soul,
And Collective Souls.
with you, we both bought a Collective Soul shirt.
Right.
I had
Pockets.
my phone, her phone. I had the wallet, and I had multiple pockets left over.
Yeah.
I mean, it was amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
And then you look at people that have those like I'm too scared to walk around in cargo shorts because people are going to make fun of me shorts.
Sissies.
Yeah, they buy a shirt, they've got to put it over their other shirt. They're hot and sweaty. They're
You know what
nasty
I say?
looking.
They need to grow a pair.
They need to grow a pair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can take my cargo shorts when you pull them off my cold dead ass.
That's the title.
Yeah.
That's the title, and I'm going to use ass. You could have my cargo shorts when you pull them off my cold dead ass. There you go. Speaking of cold dead ass, Oasis is retouring.
They are.
Is getting back. They're doing a reunion tour. I'm a huge Oasis fan.
I've learned something over the past week that people either love or hate Oasis. I have never seen so many.
Some of the best bands, that's how it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you remember when everybody hated Nickelback?
I think everybody still does hate Nickelback.
Like Dave Lay loved Nickelback.
Yeah, he's their fan.
Yeah. So
Ryan Reynolds.
Sorry, Dave, I just threw you and Ryan Reynolds under the bus. Yeah. But yeah, my God, people love Oasis, or they just I don't care for them, hate Oasis. And over the past week, I have, except for today, I have grown to appreciate Noel Gallagher. I just learned which one is which.
Okay.
Liam doesn't play an instrument.
No.
Noel
Well,
is the one.
tambourine,
Yeah. Noel is the one who can
Writes
sing
and
and
writes the
writes
song, yeah.
and plays guitar and is like really way more talented than the other one.
Yes, he does everything but sing. And he does sing. He sings like half the songs.
And he can sing amazingly, right? Yeah. But there was an episode of Letterman where they did Live Forever.
Yeah.
And when Dave introduces them, Liam is sitting there and he gets up, dusts himself off, and then sings a song. Yeah. When Noel is doing his guitar solo, Liam sits down. He just sits on his fat ass and just looks like he could give a shit.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay. Yeah, hey, I'm Liam, and whatever. I don't know the words of the song.
That's the words of the song. Yeah, hey, I'm Liam.
And he sings the rest of it. And when they're done, Letterman looks at Paul and he says, they flew over here from England, which is probably why he's so tired. Paul's like, jet lag, David. Yeah, it's jet lag, But yeah, Liam could give it. Yeah. And he just sits down. Yeah. And I remember years ago, and I'm not trying to change the subject. No. We would see Pat Benatar and Blondie.
Yeah.
Okay. What a great concert. Pat Benatar was amazing. I was really looking forward to seeing Blondie. Blondie would sing, and then she would just walk over to the side of the stage while the guitarist did his solo. And then she would walk back, call me. Yeah. Call me. Call me. Yeah. And then she would sing, and then she'd walk over to the side and just stand there. Okay. She wouldn't like walk and wave and like try to high five anybody. I'm like, do you really not have any crowd work in you?
Not to further change the subject, but Tool. There's video of this. I'll send it to you one of these days. One of their songs on the new album is so long, the guitar solo and all that is so long that Maynard, they did a gag.
Takes a nap.
No, when it starts, a waiter comes out and puts a table down. Maynard sits at the table, looks at the menu, orders something. It comes. He eats it. Well, he's got a drink and everything the whole time. And finishes up. They take it all away, and then it's his turn to sing again.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Years and years ago, 30-some years ago or whatever, when I was in Johnson City, we went to see Tesla. Do you remember Tesla?
I remember Tesla.
Okay. So Tesla's up there.
Those cars.
Yeah. And they're doing Love Song.
Okay.
Okay. I believe that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
And it was the last night that they were on this leg of the tour, I think.
Okay.
And they were screwing with them. The other bands were screwing with them all night. Someone came out and brought a toilet and plopped it down there, pulled their shorts down, and sat on it reading the newspaper while they're trying to do Love Song. Yeah. That was a good time. That was fun. Yeah. And then they started taking the drummer's cymbals, and they disassembled his kit while he was doing his last song.
So I'll go back to Tool one more time. Tool. There's a song...
Cincinnati's comedy podcast.
Yeah, on their album Lateralis.
Okay.
The song Lateralis has a gong. And Danny Carey, one of the greatest drummers of all time, has this ungodly kit. And he has a gong behind him. And the way he does it is he does all this stuff, and then he reaches down beside him while he's drumming with one hand and both feet. With the other hand, he bangs the gong.
Right.
Well, it's a long instrumental piece before you get to that point. So they started having they had a little camera down there and these little gags. And my favorite one was Maynard would be down there playing Jenga right next to the gong. And the gong hits and the Jenga flies apart. He's like, what the hell?
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyway,
Oasis.
Yeah. I've said before, one of my favorite things about them is just their absolute attitude. I've seen them 3 times.
Okay.
One of my favorite opens was when I saw them with Fancher. We saw them in, I think it was near Cleveland. It was some festival out there.
It doesn't matter where they were.
Well, it does to me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they were huge. This was the Don't Believe the Truth tour. So it was kind of they went away, and then that was kind of they were coming back into it before they finally just ended Oasis. And Liam comes out in a black trench coat and sunglasses. This is at night.
Right.
And outside. And just stands there with his hands in his pockets, staring at the crowd. Just staring.
Yeah.
And people are losing their minds, and he's not reacting at all to them. And the rest of the band filters in slowly. They start playing the instrumental part of the song. Liam's not moving at all until it's time for him to sing, and then he just belts into straight Liam. And me and Fancher were laughing ourselves silly. It was so fun, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's so fun to watch them be asses, but we were passing around the video in our little group of just them being fighting and being jerks. It's hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny.
Well, I sent you a video today that I saw on the TikTok of Liam talking to elementary school kids.
Yeah, I did watch that.
Oh, it was so good. And then they like, do you like to fart? Well, of course I like to fart.
Yeah.
It's like, I love to fart. I'm like, finally you showed some personality.
Yeah. But it's fun because they say the stuff that you're not supposed to say in the interviews, and Liam gets all the press for being the jerk of the group, but Noel can be an asshole too.
I'm sure he can. Yeah.
And when they go at it with each other, man, they're legendary for it. That's one of the things that draws a crowd.
When they did MTV Unplugged, Liam didn't sing anything.
No, he sat in the crowd.
He was in the audience when Noel did the whole show.
Yeah.
And that's why I've always been a fan of Noel Gallagher. Because I remember sitting there watching, I'm like, why is Liam in the group?
Simultaneously, I love that Noel did that, and I also love that Liam did that.
I don't know, but I just don't understand why Liam is in the group. Noel doesn't need him in the group.
I thought about this a couple times today, whether or not I would draw this parallel, and I think I will. I'll probably regret it later, but it's almost like Axl Rose in Guns N' Roses. Axl can just be a baby.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, you know, it was legendary. Metallica and Guns N' Roses toured together.
Yes.
And on the year and a half in the life of Metallica documentary, you have James Hetfield going off about Axl Rose. Like, what the hell?
They could have saved the day.
Yeah.
They could have came out. They could have done an extra long show.
Yeah.
They could have said, man, we're sorry to hear that James had the accident, but guys, we got you. But no, Axl Rose and Guns N' Roses didn't come on for like an hour and 45 minutes.
And somehow, Oasis doesn't do that, but they can be petty and just be jerks on stage, and it's entertaining. And it's some kind of magic, super special sauce they got going on there. I don't get it, but I love them.
I mean, I'm like the 2 millionth person that said they sound like the Beatles, and they even say they sound like the Beatles.
Yeah, they want to be the Beatles.
They're the closest I think I've ever heard someone be the Beatles.
Be Here Now, their album Be Here Now was like to the point where it was like everyone in the music industry was like, guys, can you calm down?
Honest to God, Don't Look Back in Anger sounds like the piano part at the beginning sounds like Imagine.
Yeah.
And then when Noel kicks in, he sounds so much like John Lennon. And not only does his voice sound like John Lennon, it sounds like lyrics that Lennon would have written.
Yeah.
And he's got the glasses.
Yeah.
The red spectacles.
Yeah.
And he looks like John Lennon.
Yeah.
And then I used to think that it was just Noel who sounded and wrote songs like John Lennon. But my God, the guitar solo sounds like George Harrison.
Yeah.
This is good, by the way. I'm not, it's not like, excuse me. Not like when people bitch about Greta Van Fleet completely ripping off Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my God, I've never heard anything sound so close to the Beatles.
Yeah, and I'm smiling because I know there was multiple interviews where they're accused of being like the Beatles, and they would be, look, the Beatles, yeah. That's what we're trying to go. They're the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's like, why not? It's like, yeah. I think if John Lennon were alive, he'd be proud. Like,
I think he would.
God.
Yeah.
Man.
Yes.
I used to work with a woman who thought the song was "With Your Champagne Tipping Over in the Sky."
Yeah, that's wrong.
And did we have a laugh about that. That was the same person who I put a poll in her office.
Yeah. But yeah,
go back a couple episodes and listen to that one, kids.
This portion of our show brought to you by Amway. That's right, Amway. Apparently, they're still a thing. I used to joke about selling Amway products all the time. Well, anywho, see all that Amway offers right now at Amway.com.
Have you ever watched a show or like felt like you discovered a show that's so old and then you got into it and like everyone's already watched it? Like we watched Bob's Burgers for the first time.
I've never watched it. Yeah.
Oh my God, is it hysterical?
Yeah.
It is so hysterically funny and it's wrong on so many levels. It's not like Family Guy wrong or it's somewhere between it's 2 notches below Family Guy and like 1 notch above The Simpsons on some of the things that they do that are wrong. But oh my God, it's so hysterical. And I was talking to people about it. My buddy Steve Farrell, he says, it's been out for 15 years. 15.
Yeah, it's been around.
Yeah. And it is so funny. And I can't, if you've never watched Bob's Burgers, I cannot recommend it enough. It is so funny.
I was going to say Breaking Bad was like that for me, but not that far. We didn't start watching it live like when it was on until like the middle of the 4th season, I think it was.
Right. Yeah. I was that way too. With Breaking Bad, I missed seasons 1 and 2. Remember DVDs? We would rent the DVDs from Blockbuster and then from Netflix. And then we got caught up. And then we watched them live, like probably 3, maybe 4. And then I'm like, God, I wish we had just waited until the whole thing was over and just binge watched them.
Oh, yeah.
Because
it was torture those last couple seasons.
Right?
Yeah, I know people are getting sick of us talking about it, but my God, and spoiler for a 50-year-old series.
Yeah.
I still have flashbacks of the episode that ended with Walt and Hank, and all of them are out in the desert, and Hank pulls out his gun and just starts shooting, and then it ends. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Really? I got to wait a week for...
Yeah.
Oh, I was rough.
Well, the season before was when Hank was on he noticed WW in the book.
Oh, yeah, and it ended.
And that was the cliffhanger.
God.
Like, we gotta wait months. Months.
Well,
I tell you kids today...
You have no idea.
Only binge watch TV series. You have no idea how good you have it.
Oh my gosh!
Because I told you we're watching This Is Us with Jacob and Cameron. We are burning through it. We're almost at season 5, right? And we end an episode and we start the next one immediately. And Libby's laughing like, okay. I remember when your dad and I watched this, and we had to wait a whole week to find out if Randall killed Kevin. Because we really thought Randall was going to kill Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never watched that show, so I don't
know. It's so good. Not as funny as Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we almost got a third dog today.
Oh, no. You need another dog like you need a hole in the head.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I get a text from Beth saying that we have a stray dog that followed us home, and it won't leave. And I get home, and the dog is not outside, but Charlie's walking around on the sidewalk.
Right.
I'm like, what are you doing, buddy? He's like, I got to go find that dog. And I'm like, the stray dog? Did it finally leave? He's like, yeah, I need to go find it. I was like, what do you just, it's gone, right? I mean, it left. He's like, yeah, but it could be lost. I'm like, okay. So I came in, I tell Bess what's going on. Charlie wants to go find it because he's a good kid. He's afraid the dog's going to get run over by a car. So I was like, that's fine.
Understandable.
Then we almost canceled this episode tonight because Charlie wanted to go door to door, and we didn't know what to do because he brought the dog back, and now the dog's out there. It's a relatively large dog.
Yeah.
And it had no color, no nothing on it, no collar on it, no identification.
Right.
It didn't speak its name or its address.
Right. What's your name, buddy?
So we decide we're just going to walk down the street. I had my phone. I was ready to text you. We have to cancel because I'm walking a strange dog around the neighborhood. There's a couple that live down at the end of the street. Nice couple. We say hi to them every time we go by. Dog tries to get in their house, and they are looking at us like, what are you doing with your dog off a leash? I'm gesturing, that's not our dog. We're trying to find this dog's owner. They come over, and the lady says, do you want a leash that you can guide it around? And I said, no, then it's going to think it's our dog. And she looked at me and she said, well, which meant,
could be your dog.
It's now trying to get in our house. So can you? I was like, okay, we'll take a leash. They put the leash on it. As soon as the leash went around this dog's neck, it got right to my side, sat down right next to my leg, and looked up at me.
You're my dad, and I love you.
Yes, it was like instant.
I love you.
I was like, this dog has been leash trained, and now it thinks I'm its dad.
Oh boy!
And we start walking. It's walking perfectly. I almost thought maybe we can trade in one of our current dogs, one of our current wild dogs for this very well trained dog. And I'm resigned. I pull out my phone and I'm starting to text. I actually texted Bess, we've got a third dog now. And as I was getting ready to hit send, this car pulled up. So he's like, Zoe? I now know that the dog's name is Zoe.
Okay.
Dude got out. Geez, the damnedest thing. I just come home and the dog's not here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's your dog. I met him. I was like, I want to make sure I get your name. Don't remember his name at all. I do that all the time. But now we know where his house is. So if Zoe comes back, we can take her back to where she needs to be.
Right. Yeah. Oh, God. When I had Conrad, that dog, he got out all the time. A beagle. And when he escaped, he would just run and run and run and run. And I know I've told stories on the podcast about him before, but I came home one day and I was grabbing snacks and some clothes, a change of clothes for the kids because I had to pick them up from daycare and then take them to karate. So karate. I go in and I'm starting to get the snacks. I'd let Conrad out.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't realize that the door was still cracked.
Yeah.
Right. So he went out and then completely got out. And usually when Conrad would go out, like within a minute, he would start barking because he was a stupid dog. He would be outside for a minute and he's like, what? Why can't you just? You're a dog. Like play outside for a minute. So he never barked. I'm like, oh great. And I look and he's not in the backyard. And then I immediately start thinking, okay, I've got to go and find him. So I go in the front yard, I look right, I look left, I look straight. He's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
The phone rings, and someone at the park, a mile down the street, about a half mile, is like, are you the owner of Conrad? I said, yes. And they had found him because he had his name and his phone number on his collar. It's a good idea if you have a dog. Get one of them name tag collars.
Yeah, put something on him. Yeah.
And so they held him, and I went and I got him, and I brought him home. But there was another time where it was winter, and he got loose, and I'm running, and I'm chasing him, and there's this woman, and he starts running towards the woman. I said, grab him. She says, what? I said, grab the dog. She said, grab the dog.
Oh my
grab
God.
the dog. You want me to grab the dog?
Yeah.
Grab the dog.
Yeah.
Why do you want me to grab?
My Lord.
Grab the dog. And he just runs right past her.
Yeah.
All she had to do
was grab the dog.
All she had to do was like, hey, Smoochie. And he would have come up and she would have just,
Didn't
what,
do it.
What do you not understand about grab the dog?
People are the worst, man. People are the absolute worst.
Chase the dog for another 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thanks, lady.
We don't need the Marvels and the DC hero stories. We just need people that can take simple instruction.
Yeah, just
grab that
the dog.
Grabbed it, put in that Captain America music.
Yeah.
And boom, you've got a movie.
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Yeah.
This portion of our show is brought to you by Otis Elevators and listeners like you.
Drove Cameron to school the other morning, and when I'm driving back to the house, I've got the radio on, and a commercial comes on for dude wipes. And I thought it was a segment on Bob and Tom.
Okay.
I thought this is hilarious because dude wipes, it's basically butt wipes, but for adult men.
Yeah. You got the crusties.
Yes.
You get down there.
And it was this woman talking about how it's like, gosh, I can't send my kid off to college, not with the skid marks in his underpants.
Oh, my God.
And I said,
this
what?
Can't be real.
What was that?
Yeah.
She says, that's why I send my son dude wipes.
Wow.
And then... So I did some research, Mike. I did my own research.
Thank you.
With dude wipes.
This is kind of the hard-cutting journalism you come to the show for.
Dude wipes, when you've got a mess down there, you use a dude wipe and it clears. It doesn't smear.
It clears,
doesn't smear. Dude wipes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is just, they're baby wipes.
Yeah. They're baby wipes.
Yeah, that's all they are.
Dude wipes.
They're dude wipes. Like, that's marketing genius.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the, oh my God. We're going to have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
The dogs have lost their minds up there.
Guys, we've had fun. We're going to shut up about the dude wipes and wiping butts and all that stuff. We want you to go to irritabledadsyndrome.com. And if you haven't listened, go a couple episodes back and listen to the episode with Rick Miller from Southern Culture on the Skids. And if you want, go to scots.com. And if they're touring anywhere near you, you need to go see Southern Culture on the Skids in concert live. They are amazing. And while you're on the internet, after you go to scots.com, go to irritabledadsyndrome.com.
We got some things on there.
Yeah, you can listen to every episode we have.
Yeah.
You can buy Irritable Dad Syndrome political t-shirts.
You can peruse the fancy episode art that accompanies every episode and no one ever comments on except for Darin.
Yeah, created by Mike himself.
Well, in theory.
Yeah, Mike's amazing. Yeah. So, do all that. But most importantly, we hope to see you next week on Irritable Dad Syndrome.
That's right.
Irritable Dad Syndrome is a Mike Odell, Darin Cox production.
Well, is it recording your voices?
Yeah, you look like that dude from Harry Potter.
With the googly eye?
No, not the guy with the googly eye. The dude who's
the googly eye guy.
Orifice. What's
I
his
think
name?
I look
Not
good. I
Orifice.
look damn good. You look red.
Gotta get down with the get down.
Now that's more. There.
I like that.
There.
I like
Look
that
at
a lot.
that right there, bruh.
Daddy looks good.
Getting on it. OnlyFans, right here.
Yeah.
$10 a month.
Yeah.
That's another thing I've been doing to Bess.
Turning off your ringer?
No, whatever she'll say something like, "Can you get me a water?" And I'll be like, "Can you get me a water?"
And how are you still married? Honest to God, I think you may be more annoying than I am.
Look at that. Yeah, that pops. That color.
That
pops.
slaps.
That color.
Color.
That's Bess gets mad at me because I say color.
Color. Yeah,
And
that
she
color.
says it's color.
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 I culled the barbarian
Color.
hordes.
What?
Color.
You
color.
culled the what?
Cold.
Cold. Color.
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 I'm a culler.
Color.
I'm one who culls.
Yeah. Yes. It clears.
I could have used some dude wipes.
But doesn't smear.
Do you ever look back at your posts every once in a while and think, am I being a little bit of an... Am I being too... See, every once in a while.
No. I haven't commented.
No self-awareness at all over there?
No, I have no self-awareness at all. I don't even know I'm here.
Okay.
He did not say that.
Where's the rest of the interview?
Really?
Yeah. Fred Hernandez.
It was Fred Hernandez.
Apparently was watching live.
Okay.
He's a figment of my imagination.
Oh.
I just made that up. Oh, we haven't done a Mike's Reading Now update in a long time.
Oh, I thought that was for a reason.
Womp, womp, womp. They don't have pairs.
No.
Which is why they can wear those shorts.
They turned sideways. I'm like, have they tucked?
I highly recommend you cut that out.
Yeah.
You look fine in it. I look like the guy from Empire Strikes Back.
Lobot. We now continue with our show already in progress.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.